Welcome, folks, to Glendale, Arizona and State Farm Stadium, site of this year's Verbo Fiesta Bowl, which, of course, is part of the college football playoff. We've reached the semifinal stage, one last hurdle to clear before the national championship game. We'll find out here today which side has the toughness and the depth to keep driving toward that ultimate goal, the chance to raise that gold trophy over their heads. As we'll see the number 12 seed in this playoff, the Indiana Hoosiers, taking on the top-seeded team in the playoff, the UNLV Rebels. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined by Kirk Herbstreit. And here we go, a college football playoff semifinal. Which team will keep their national championship hopes alive today? Kickoff team out there. We are about to get cranked up with a semi-final collision. Kickoff fielded inside the 20. They stop him at the 23. That's solid coverage. First down here for this offense. He'll hand it off.
Well, we've seen this from this defense all year long, the ability to stop the run, and they get things started here on this first play of the game with being stout up front.
What's the play call here on second down for this offense? Same tailback, another carry. That's a solid gain, moves the ball to the 29.
Well, they didn't bust that for a big play, but it makes this third down coming up a little bit more manageable, and that certainly has a lot of value.
So a very makeable third down for the offense with a 29. Quarterback drops back. He's going to test the secondary. Pass caught. And he's tackled just short of that first down marker. Good job by the defense.
Chris, great effort here by this defense to keep him short of the first down. Now they've got a tough decision to make here on this fourth down and short.
So on their first drive of the game, they'll go for it in their own territory. A running play called on fourth down. And they tackle him, but not before he picks up the first.
Gutsy call here by this offense. Early in this game, on a fourth down, they decide to go for it, and they come up with the first down to be able to move the sticks and keep this drive alive. The gutsy call pays off for the offense.
The Hoosiers will line up on 1st and 10. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Tackled up near midfield at the 48.
Boy, I'm a big fan of that jet sweep motion like that. It really forces a defense to stretch them out horizontally and can create some vertical seams for this offense. They got some positive yards. Didn't quite get the first down, but tell you what they've done. Planted a seed on this defense that they better defend this style of play moving forward.
Offense getting set. Second down play here. He hands it off from the gun. And he's tackled, but only after picking up a first down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
They try the middle, but gain nothing on that play.
Chris, textbook job by the defense surrounding the runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun, looking for a receiver. junior steps up and makes an impact play.
It just looked like the quarterback was holding on to the ball a bit too long that time, allowed the defense to be able to get the pressure, and they come up with a first sack of the game.
This is the 8th play of the opening drive, but now it's 3rd and long. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Fires it. Incomplete, but yeah, here comes a penalty marker now. That should be a drive-extending first down. And the Hoosiers pick up enough yardage to get a first down. So the offense calls a timeout here. That's their first of the half. Timeout, Indiana. The offense will set up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Looked over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Man, Chris, I don't know if that was a bad read by the quarterback or a bad route by the receiver. They got to get this cleaned up before the next time they go through the air.
Becoming a long drive, the 9th play coming up. The defense with more pre-snap movement. But a quick stop by the defense. Gain just 2, so it's 3rd and 8.
Well, the defense coordinator this week all week telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
Impressive opening drive, the 10th play coming up. It's 3rd down. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. There's a shot toward the end zone. Oh, and it's batted down by the defense. Great play to deny a touchdown.
Hey, it's an incompletion, but it's a nice job by the quarterback. I know it didn't pan out, but the most important thing is he didn't turn the football over and he didn't take a sack. It'll give your kicker a chance to put some points on the board if they opt for the field goal here on 4th down.
Ball lands right at the 1-yard line and bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Guys up front lined up. It's first down. Looking for a gap. It's Green. The sophomore with a strong tackle there.
Hey, it's a great job of this defense containing the running game. But if I'm calling the plays, I'm not abandoning the running game just yet. I think it's important to have some sense of balance. So throwing and running is essential. Stick with it.
2nd down play coming up. Quarterback changing the play now at the line. He'll look to throw it here on 2nd down. And that's just thrown away. A pretty obvious intentional grounding call. Yeah, here's the marker. So a tricky situation here. 3rd and very long inside your own 20. How much of a risk do you take? You know, this defense could be very aggressive at this moment. Oh, it's snapped to the back. Oh, a big decision here very early. They're going to go for it on their own side of the 50 on the first possession. The offense will quickly spend a timeout here after the play. So on their first drive of the game, they'll go for it in their own territory. Needs a completion here on 4th down. Quarterback finds a target on the right. It's complete. Runner scoots out of bounds after gaining decent yards. The coach's choice to go for it does not pan out. Hold on a second. The replay official has signaled that he wants to have another look at this play. Looks like they got the ruling on the field right the first time. They confirm it with the review. And here comes the Indiana offense back out on the field. The last drive, they came up empty, had to kick it away. Can they come up with something here? On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Defense finally brings him down, but a nice chunk play.
Quarterback sees that this defense is dropping way back in zone coverage, so he does the right thing. Gets it underneath to that drag route and picks up the 1st down.
From the shotgun, it's a handoff. And he's stopped after gaining 4 yards, so 2nd and 6. The D coordinator showing heavy blitz pre-snap. Looking to pass here on 2nd down. And it's caught. Touchdown, Hoosiers.
Well, that's a thing of beauty right there. Good job all around. Offensive line gave the quarterback enough time. Quarterback puts it right on the money. And with this receiver running a route like this, makes it pretty simple. All you had to do was get his head turned around, catch that football. He's already in the end zone for the touchdown.
And they're able to tack on the extra point. Now they get set to kick it away. And the deep kick will sail out the back of the end zone for a touchback. Fresh set of downs for the offense. 1st down. Handoff here from the shotgun. Breaking free at the 35. Tackle made at the 37. That's a solid gain.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes them block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. And that catch is hauled in. He goes down right there, but it's enough for a fresh set of downs for this offense.
You know, each receiver brings something a little bit different to the table, Chris. To me, the outside receivers usually are a little bit longer, taller guys. You get those slot receivers in the inside. Not only can they make the catch, but they have quickness to make plays after the catch. Great example of that right here.
Runner finding some space there. That's a solid gain on the ground.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on 1st down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
We expect the teams to have worked through some of the nerves of this playoff game as we begin the 2nd quarter. Offense getting set for a 2nd down here to begin the quarter. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. That's caught. It's Green. Finding some room at the 25. And a huge gain before he's forced out of bounds. Big yardage to set up a fresh set of downs.
Look, nice job here by this offense, creating an opportunity for this receiver to excel after the catch. It's early in this game, so this defense better get their arms around this receiver because he could be a monster today.
He's moving out of the pocket. And he just throws the ball away there and lives to play another down. That's a smart choice on 1st down.
Man, I like this play. Not only is it the right play, throwing it away like that, but given that he had no other option, he just did what he's supposed to do to survive and get ready for this next down.
Coming to the line on second down. This is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. Moving the receiver around pre-snap. He's back to throw again after that incompletion on 1st down. This time it's complete. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Rebels. And now they'll set up for the point after. And there's the point after. Kickoff team on the field getting set now. And the return starts from inside the 20. After a very solid kick return, they'll tackle him at the 36. And here comes the Indiana offense back out on the field. Great possession last time. They punch it into the end zone. Can the defense come up with a stop this time? Looking for the wideout. The defender gets a hand in there to break the pass up.
Just a great play on the ball by the defensive back, getting a hand on it and tipping it up into the air. Boy, anytime you see a tip go up, often that defense is thinking interception. This one falls to the ground. The next tip ball could be going the other way.
And they'll run it out of the shotgun. But only a 1-yard gain, so it's 3rd and 9 coming up.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space, still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. 3rd and long. Dropping back. They're going to throw for the 1st down. Contact as he let the ball go. Who makes the grab? A huge gain across midfield, all the way to the 40-yard line.
Well, this is what separates the men from the boys right here. This quarterback knows he's going to get hit, does a good job of staying laser focused on his target, and as he throws that ball, he gets annihilated, but big positive yards because of that determination by the quarterback.
Linebackers moving around, trying to confuse the offense. Looking to throw it on 1st down. He's running out of time here. He's moving out of the pocket. Quarterback takes off now, looking to scramble. He'll avoid the tackle there with a slide.
Well, they did a good job of getting pressure on the quarterback, but, man, make the play. Bring him down. Instead, they give up positive yards here on the scramble.
Important 2nd down play coming up. They'll hand it off. That's a nice wrap up there by the junior. The Hoosiers will come to the line to crank up the tempo. On 3rd and short, they hand the ball off. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
The offense already has 1 4th-down conversion. They do it for a 2nd time. From the gun, he looks for an open man. Makes the catch, and the offense will keep this drive going. And the runner steps out of bounds, but does have enough yardage to pick up the 1st down.
Well, Chris, here's an example of what we always talk about. On 4th down, the receiver's got to run a route beyond the sticks. Great awareness to know exactly where he is. Quarterback makes the throw. Receiver gets hit, but he's beyond the sticks for the 1st down.
And they finally stop it, but a decent gain that time.
It's a good, solid game. 5 or 6 yards. Love to see that from the running game.
And the Hoosiers trying to cash in here in the red zone. Quarterback still with the football. And they'll tackle him for a loss of 5 yards.
Well, the linebackers and really the quarterback of the defense on this play diagnosed that read quickly and executed it flawlessly. Just flew in and blew up the option play for a loss.
Now it's 3rd and short in the 24. One of those line of scrimmage battles that could help decide this game. Pressure is coming. Cannot escape that ferocious pass rush. It's a sack.
I think that was a coverage sack as much as anything. They sat back in a dime defense with 6 defensive backs, and none of them blitzed. They just sat back in coverage, and the defensive line eventually came up with a sack.
And it's good.
Snap, the hold, the kick, everything there perfect to put 3 points up here for the offense.
So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away. And here's the fair catch by the return man. Here comes the Rebels offense back out on the field. The last possession, they really had the passing game clicking, move right down the field for a touchdown. Makes a quick grab. Defense reacts quickly, a very short gain on the play. Second down play coming up for this offense. Quarterback making some changes at the line. That's the 2-minute warning in this close first half. The offense trying to score and claim the lead before the break. Here's the second down play. Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. Caught in the backfield. It's Green. And the defense swarms. Not much of a gain on that completion.
Hey, it's a gain, but you get the sense that this offense wanted a little bit more from that play.
Third down play for this offense. Can he get there on the ground? And they'll stop him just short of the marker. Good effort, but the defense holds. Now it's 4th down. The defense spends their second timeout to try to regroup. Here we go. The coach rolling the dice. 4th and 1 in his own territory. Receiver in motion now. And he's throwing for it on 4th down. Finds this receiver. That's enough for the first down. They've got him, but he easily makes the first down, and this drive keeps going.
Chris, that's another positive game for this offense, and this quarterback continues to show why he's had such a great year this year. When he has time to throw, he gets his feet set. He's as accurate as any quarterback in the country.
Quarterback pre-snap adjustments now for this defense. And looking to throw now on 1st down. Looks to the left, and it's complete. Breaks the tackle, gets into the clear. They bring him down, but a big chunk of yardage on the play.
Boy, this quarterback throws a beautiful ball. Another big game for this offense, and a chance to get points on the board before we get to halftime.
A new set of downs after that completion. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Fights off a defender.
Boy, I thought he might shake free there. He's able to break one tackle, but give credit to the secondary. Good job of coming up in run support.
Second down after that run on the previous play. It's a shotgun run call. There's the tackle, but 1st down yardage.
Well, just a great play by the running back here. Just finding his lanes and exploding through the gap when it opened up.
It's a 1st and 10 play coming up for the offense. It's the wide receiver coming in motion now. Looking to throw it from the red zone. Makes the grab, a chance to score. And he heads out of bounds after gaining a few yards. Miller's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update. The Hoosiers will kick it away to get us going in the second half. Kick bounces out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the UNLV offense back out there.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly.
Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Defense is coming after him. And he just throws it away incomplete. Didn't see anybody open. He's going to bring up second down.
Ready? Ringo.
Off play action, he's looking to throw. Lets it go quickly. But they can't make the connection. Ball's incomplete.
Well, they don't make the completion here. The timing seemed to be off between the quarterback and the receiver. But, man, this defensive coordinator, he may want to consider getting more pressure on this quarterback by changing some things up. He's got a lot of time back there to throw the ball. And eventually, it's going to cost you.
On third down, he drops to throw. Receiver makes the catch. Defense will wrap him up after an 8-yard gain. It'll bring up fourth down.
Quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a first down. But instead, he gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
The offense stays on the field. The coach is going to go for it on 4th and 2 in his own territory. There's the snap, and he's looking to throw. Lets it fly to the wideout. Finds his man, has the first down. They've got him, but they convert on 4th down, and the drive keeps going.
Boy, the defense is in the right coverage here. Looked like they had exactly what they wanted to be able to come up with a stop here on 4th down. But there's the timing between a quarterback and the receiver. They knew exactly where they needed to go. Great timing and a first down.
On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Comes up with the catch. Defense shoves him out of bounds. Not much of a gain there.
Love the timing here between the quarterback and his receiver. Pick up some positive yards, and I continue to be impressed with just the chemistry between these two.
Short completion there. Second down coming up. Here comes a handoff. They've got him, but not before a solid gain on the ground there.
Just love watching this back run. Gets behind that offensive line, lowers his pads, and it's a nice, solid gain.
Offense now operating in the red zone, facing a 3rd and short from the 20. Try and muscle for the first down.
Chris, that play just didn't have much of a chance at all from the snap. Quarterback hands this off and just nowhere to go. It's almost like the defense was anticipating the play call, and they put themselves in a position to come up with a nice tackle for a loss.
The coach decides no field goal attempt. The offense is out there to go for it on 4th down. The offense with some pre-snap eye candy. Quarterback appears to be changing the play. That player moved a little bit too early. It's a false start. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. Offense on the field. It's 4th down and 9. The offense will take their first time out of the half to talk strategy here. 4th down. The offense will go for it. Pre-snap motion from the receiver. 4th down. He's throwing for it. He's escaping the pocket now. And it falls incomplete. A turnover on downs. Big play for this defense.
I really thought that this was going to work out. Showing an aggressive approach here. Going for it on 4th down. Looked to be there. They just weren't able to complete it.
And the Hoosiers offense is back out there on the field. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2. Well, that was that excellent linebacker with a clear path, just running downhill quickly.
You know, I think one of the great things about watching this guy play all year is his vision. He just has great instincts. That time the defensive line ate up all the linemen, freed up the linebacker to get into the backfield, and the result is a tackle for a loss for the backer.
Fires it to the wideout, but they don't make the connection. That one is incomplete.
That's a misfire there, Chris. This passing game has got to be able to get into sync and find a rhythm.
Offense facing a 3rd and long from the 25. What's the call going to be? Dropping back. They're going to throw for the first down. Can't hold on. Good defensive play. Brings up a 4th down.
Well, Chris, obviously they had to go through the air there to try to pick up this 3rd down and long, but when you're so far behind the chains, you really allow this defense to dictate things, and it allows them to put pressure on your quarterback and can affect the timing, as we saw in this play.
They'll kick it away here. Oh, he's got a crease here. Look out. The coverage team able to bring the returner to the ground. The UNLV offense back out on the field now. On the last possession, they passed up on a field goal attempt, but got stopped on 4th down. What can they do here? 1st down, looking to throw the ball. The pocket breaking down. And the senior making a disruptive impact play.
A really good job by this defense. The quarterback looked to be trying to work through his progressions to find his open receiver, but before he knew it, he's on his back.
1st down sack pushes the ball back. 2nd down coming up. Pre-snap motion from the offense. Quarterback wants to throw it on 2nd down. Fires it to the wideout. It is complete. What a grab by the receiver right near the sideline.
Chris, it's so easy to get excited about the receivers on the outside, their ability to make big plays. But the slot receivers are just as exciting, especially with their finesse, quickness, and ability to make guys miss in the middle of that field.
Drops back, needing a 3rd down completion here. And they heave it deep downfield. That deep shot is caught for a big gain. Forced out of bounds after a big gain. This offense set up for the 1st down.
That is great arm strength and accuracy by this quarterback. And let's not forget the wide receiver's job of bringing it in for that big gain.
Hands it off on the counter. Just trucks through the defender. Tackle just short of the goal line at the 1. What a run.
Boy, how about that play, Chris? That thing just opened up. The back shot through there with great acceleration. What a pickup there on first down.
The defense backed up against their own end zone. On the ground, trying to muscle it across the line. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
What a job by this defense. They would simply not relent. Incredible effort.
It's a second and goal play for the offense. And they're trying to punch it in here. And it'll be smothered right at the line for no gain.
That play was perfectly defended. You know, sometimes as an offense and offensive coordinator, you hit a wall. And it's time to mix some things up on what you show the defense.
So no gain on second down. Now it's third and goal from the 2. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. And they've got him.
How about this? The offense gets the ball to one of their playmakers out in space, but the defense, the athletic ability on that side of the ball does a good job of bringing him down short of the first down.
So the decision is to not go for it, but settle for 3. Here comes the field goal team. The kick is good. Offense collects 3 points on the drive. And that will tie the game here.
And that one, my gosh, I mean, it's almost too easy. Nice kick.
Following the field goal, the kickoff team is out there now. From inside the 15-yard line, bringing it out. And the returner will be brought down. And here comes the Indiana offense back out on the field. They were held to a quick 3-and-out last time, looking to put together a positive drive here. A solid 8-yard gain brings up a 2nd and 2.
Man, you know, the back gets a lot of the attention here. He's a good back. I love to see that offensive line win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
The offense will line up. Chance for a couple more plays before the end of the quarter. The DB's backing off from the line now. Fakes the handoff here, looking to throw it. Looking to scramble now. Breaks loose at the 40. You're finally able to bring him down. A big gain to wrap up the third quarter. So here we go. First play of the quarter. The offense has a first down. And the wideout goes in motion. A pop pass on the jet sweep. And he's able to find some room before they finally bring him down.
Man, that jet sweep action puts so much pressure on a defense. You get so locked in on the ball attacking you downhill. But when offenses sprinkle this kind of offense in, it stretches this defense out wide and can create some vertical seams for big plays.
Tackle made after a big gain.
How about setting the edge there on the right side of that offensive line? I wouldn't be surprised if they keep going back to the well, pounding it behind that right guard and right tackle and tight end, seeing what additional damage they can do.
And the Hoosiers looking to keep this drive rolling. From inside the red zone, they're looking to throw. Lets it go quickly. Oh, and it's intercepted. Terrible mistake late in the game. Look out, he's got some space. Past the 50. Out past the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, UNLV. And the defense joins the party with a pick 6. Kicking team on now for the extra point. PAT is up and good. They lead by a touchdown here in the fourth quarter. Kickoff team is on the field. Let's see if they give the returner a chance to bring this one back. it's caught from inside the 20. Gets it to the 25-yard line, and that's where they'll start the drive. And here comes the Indiana offense back out on the field. They moved the ball in the last possession, but a devastating end of the drive, a pick 6. Can they recover from that right now? Throws a fastball, but it's intercepted. Brought down after a short return, but the interception gives the offense the football at the 40.
Well, this defense has been great the entire football game here. They knew they had a lot of pressure on them in the playoff. They stepped up and played well all game long, and now they get a critical interception here late in this game.
Line getting set up. It's a first down play. The shotgun handoff here. Gets some space around the 30. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
Man, just complimentary football, really, in a nutshell. They get this football back thanks to their own defense, creating that turnover, working with the lead like this. Really, it's all but over. Now the offense is just thinking about running the football and working that clock.
First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? Off the play fake, looking to throw. He lets it go on the move. All the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels. And they'll set up now for the extra point try. Extra point up and good. A 2-touchdown lead here now in the fourth quarter. Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away. Kickoff is fielded inside the 20. He's brought down at the 28. That's where the drive will start. And the Hoosiers offense is back out there on the field. Let's see how this quarterback responds. Remember, an interception on the very first play of the last possession. Will come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he can't make the catch across the middle, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, these guys just continue to struggle throwing the football. You know, whether it's been running the wrong route, the quarterback not being accurate, the offensive line not doing their job. It's been a collective effort, and it's a big reason why they're trailing now in this game.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Bringing pressure. It's incomplete. That was caused by the defensive pressure. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, this defense has been lights out all year long. In fact, it's been one of the best pass defenses in the country. Big reason why they're in this playoff, and they're living up to that standard today.
Offense facing a 3rd and long from the 28. Got to have your pass protection in order in this play. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Defense stops him short of the marker. So now it's 4th down. The offense stays on the field down multiple possessions. Easy choice. No press here. The defense backing away. 4th down, looking to throw for it. He's got it. Enough for a first down. They make the tackle, but he easily gets first down yardage, and the drive keeps going.
Hey, it's a nice gain here. They get the first down to stop the clock, but late in the game, trailing by a couple scores, these receivers have got to be thinking about getting out of bounds as often as they can to preserve that clock, to give them a real shot to come back to win it.
The pass rush closing in. And he's going to be brought down by that ferocious pass rush. Nice sack.
Well, that takes the wind right out of your sails. This offense is trying to find a way to get back into this game, and another pressure and a sack against their quarterback.
2nd and long for this offense after the sack. Running out of time in the pocket. And the Sauk were able to bring him down quickly. And a player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout or they check him out. They come to the line, a long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. Intercepted in the end zone.
Boy, would this quarterback love to have this one back. They're trying to work themselves back into this game here in the second half, and the defense comes up with a big turnover that could be the nail in the coffin.
Here comes the Rebels offense back out on the field. Use the running game to chew on this clock now. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Chris, good job here on that stop, but remember the ball is inbounds and the clock keeps moving here late in the game and you're trailing. As a defense, you got to start thinking about utilizing those timeouts. You got all 3 to use. At what point are you going to start putting those into play?
Shotgun formation. Here's an inside give. And now the defense able to bring him down. So from the 28-yard line, it's a third and manageable here. Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. Third and short, they'll try to throw for it. And it's intercepted with a desperation throw here. Big takeaway, now looking for a big return. Takes the pick to the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana. Kirk, you look for rust, you look for jitters in the opening drive. Not any sign of it for that offense.
You know, the offensive coordinator, when we talked with him this week, he had a feeling that this offense was going to be able to start fast, but I don't even know if he thought they would look this good this early.
And the defense wraps him up.
Well, the defense wasn't able to keep these guys out of the end zone for that touchdown, but a good job of bouncing back with a short memory and making that stop and keeping that 2-point conversion out.
Getting set to kick the ball off now. This one will be fair caught. Here comes the UNLV offense back out there. The defense has all 3 timeouts remaining, so they have to run a couple of plays here. Looking for some space. It's Reed. Picks up 2, so it's 2nd and 8.
Positive yards are always important for an offense, but at this stage of the game, late in the ball game, playing with the lead, you're thinking about working that clock and continuing to keep the ball in bounds.
Getting set. Here's 2nd down. Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. 2nd down, we're going to throw it. Looking for his back. Picked off, a crucial turnover. Not much on the return, but pick will set up the offense at the 35.
Wow, a risky call by the offensive coordinator, playing with the lead in the playoff in the second half, throwing the football. I don't disagree with it, but now you give this defense a chance to create a turnover, and they capitalize here with the pick.
He's moving out of the pocket now. Wow, a 3rd pick tonight by the QB. Not much room in that return. Tackled at the 16, but an important takeaway for this defense.
Oh, you feel terrible for this quarterback. He's played well all year. He's trying to make a play, trying to force it into coverage because they need points at this point in the game to try to advance into the next round of the playoffs. Puts it into coverage, and that's probably going to do it.
So the clock stops as we head into the final 2 minutes of play here. This defense needing to step up and make a play now. Now it's 2nd down here. Give it to the back again. Stopped short the marker after just a short game. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. third down play. If they can't get the stop, they have to consider calling a timeout. Can he make it to the marker? And he will make the first down. Tackled at the 26.
Well, they continue to play good football up front. Nice run, nice conversion here, and most importantly, working with that lead, you keep working that clock. You're trying to advance to that next round of the postseason.
First down at 10. And they're moving the receiver now before the snap. Tackled way behind the line. He'll lose 6 there. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. Second and 1, but you figure they'll run the ball here to work the clock. And they'll just try to run some clock here, keeping it on the ground. Finds room at the 30. And tackled there by the defense.
Now they try to run in here on second down, unable to get the first down. And now, late in a game like this, the big question, do you pass the ball potentially with an incompletion, the clock will stop, or do you play it safe and keep it on the ground?
Back's got it on a counter. Take it down, but not before he makes the first down.
Love to see this with a lead late in the game. In the postseason, you got to trust your offensive line in your back. Not only do you keep the clock moving, you pick up a first down. Now you got a chance to ice this game.
So with the lead secure here, it's time to just take a knee, run out the clock, and plan the victory celebration.
Well, this is what you hope for. Have a chance to just take a knee in this game and advance in the playoff.
That's a great performance in a pressure moment, but now the job gets even more exciting, even bigger as they go on to the national championship game and play for that trophy.
And this is a new era. I mean, think about the weeks, the amount of games that these guys have been able to play and be able to accomplish this, to get to the national championship. That says everything about the